So what we'll do is we'll move to the 10th chapter. A very wonderful chapter again, so many wonderful learnings to learn from the 10th chapter. And in the 10th chapter, only the Chatushloki Gita will also come as such. So if you see, even in the last shloka that we saw, bhakti is like, river Ganga, because it does not consider who is suitable, not suitable. It is destroying the sins. The moment you start doing, immediately all the sins are eradicated. And pure bhakti is only alone considered to be the king of all secrets. So, Krishna will repeat the 34th shloka of the 9th chapter again in the 18th chapter. And this particular chapter, because see, in the previous chapter, Lord Krishna is concluding his instructions that please fix your mind upon, me. He's saying that. But in this chapter, Krishna is going to describe about his opulences and how this devotee can fix his mind and remember him. And wherever he can see, he'll be able to remember Krishna. He'll be able to remember that how, powerful, Krishna is. If Krishna has created this powerful material world, and how powerful Krishna is like. And if you see that when he's saying that, uh, uh, it's like a prayer, is when he's saying that, uh, uh, what is that prayer? I just forgot. When he's saying that, Prapannam parijatya totrayi veka panye janmudraya krishnaya Gita Amrit Dudhe Namaha. This is actually the prayer to Gita. So Prapannam Parityajya. Sorry, Parijatya. When you say Parijat means what? Parijat is the name of a flower. And it is giving external fragrance. It is giving external fragrance for the surrendered souls. And Krishna is the tree which is giving the shelter for, forever. So when I'm saying that, Prapannam Parijatyah. So when I'm saying that, and Eka Panye. So from one of his hand, he takes stick for controlling the animals. If you see, Krishna is a coward boy. Okay. So he is taking the stick for controlling the animal. That means what? The Lord who is like a cowherd, but now that same Lord who is the shelter of the surrendered souls, who is the cowherd, he is now, uh, Jan Mudraya Krishna. He is now taken, the shelter of Krishna. And when he is speaking Gita, when he is saying Gita Amrita Dudhe Namaha. So now what is he doing? He is sharing the nectar of Gita within this material world. So this 10th chapter that is there, it is going to start with Arjuna not asking any question. But Krishna is continuing in ecstasy while speaking about Bhakti Yoga. Imagine Krishna in ecstasy while speaking about the Bhakti Yoga. So, how powerful this Bhakti Yoga is that it is able to control Krishna also. It is able to captivate Krishna also. And he's speaking the Bhakti Yoga, but he didn't need any question to, proceed further. So, because even at the start of the 8th chapter, we see that it did not start with any questions, right? So in this particular chapter, that is the, 10th chapter, this 10th chapter is only focusing on the glory of Krishna as Bhagavan, so that we can, enhance our bhakti. So see, I always say, because I've heard this from His Grace Gaurang Darshan Prabhu. So that's why, it's engraved into my heart. He says that when there is a combination of Aishwarya, Aishwarya means Krishna's greatness, and Madhurya. Madhurya means sweetness. The affection goes to a very high level. Combination of greatness, Krishna's greatness, and Krishna's sweetness. Then that affection will go to a very high level. So that is why now Krishna is saying that Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Bhuya Evam Mahabaho Shunu Me Param Vacha Yatte Aham Priyamanaya Vikshami Hita Kamyaya. He's saying that the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, listen again, O mighty Arjun, because you are my very dear friend. For your benefit, I shall speak to you further, giving knowledge that is better than what I have already explained. So, you see, they're saying that Bhuya Eva. Again, he's saying, certainly, he's saying, Mahabaho, oh powerful one, he's saying. When he says Shruno, the Shruno word has been used many times by Krishna. Sometimes, teachers na, sun rahe ho na, sun rahe ho na? Are you listening to me? Just hear me carefully. Many times in the school we have seen, just hear. Like, so Krishna is also actually telling Arjuna. Paramam Vacha, supreme words. See, when Krishna is trying to draw attention, he is going to give something very valuable. Now, there are many people who draw attention, the advertisements draw attention, and Twitters and Facebooks and Instagrams and all. Na? They all are drawing attention, but they are not supreme words. When we are listening to Krishna, when we are reading the Bhagavad Gita, when we are hearing from him directly, so his words are supreme words. Yatte aham priyamanaya, because you are very dear to me. I am giving you this knowledge. And therefore, he's saying that Vakshami hita kamyaya. This is for your benefit. I am speaking for your hita. मैं आपके हित के लिए जो है ये बोल रहा हूं. Hit means benefit. है ना? And he's saying that I am desire. See, एक होता है कि हित है, आपके हित में ये करना है. But somebody is desiring your hit is your well-wisher, right? For example, our relatives are our well-wishers, okay? Our mothers, our parents, husbands, wives, children, they are well-wishers, okay? So Krishna has started this chapter with a very personal, can say note. That you devote yourself to me and I guarantee that you will come back to me. There is no doubt. Then Krishna is speaking a knowledge which is very dear to him. He's speaking to people, he's speaking to people here, devotees who are also very dear to him. So, knowledge which is dear to him is spoken to people who are dear to him. Right? So, Paramam Vacha, they are the supreme words, which is knowledge of bhakti. So, see, knowledge of, Bhagwan only will lead to bhakti. जब तक knowledge नहीं होगा, तब तक आप भक्ति नहीं कर पाओगे, है ना? So, like, when Krishna in the previous chapter is also saying that Raj Vidya Raj Guyam Paramam Vajas Uttamam, so when he is saying Uttamam, है ना? देखो, एक है Uttam, and he is saying that Uttam, superior knowledge, king of knowledge, supreme words, Uttamam, Uttama, Uttaram, and Uttamam, superlative में बोल रहे हैं. So even if you see in Prabhupada's, purport also, he's saying that is why when we are doing such Krishna kathas in the society of devotees, can take place only among those who are really anxious to be in Krishna conscious. Those who really want to be in Krishna conscious, they will have this, desire to hear. So we, as people, we are reserving our anxiety for many material things, but we are not very anxious about Krishna conscious things. हम लोग ना ये करने में, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to, but uh, uh, Krishna conscious can be at a very different level. Like, see, in the material world also you have fear. In KC also we have fear. But our fear is that we should not go away from Krishna. We should now never be separated from Krishna. In the material world also we will have desires to become even the Prime Minister of India. But in the spiritual world, we'll have the desire to become the servant of the servant of the servant of the servant. I want to serve Krishna. I want to give my every minute to Krishna. That will be the desire in the spiritual world. And in the material world also, we will have duty and love towards our relatives and friends and family people. But in the spiritual world, my prime duty is only to serve Krishna. My love is only exclusively for love, Krishna. I will not give, that compartment, all the four compartments of my heart, the left ventricle, the right ventricle, everything, I will give only to Krishna. So that is why Srila Rupa Goswami is saying that at our level, yena kena prakarena mana Krishna nivishyata. You invest, somehow or the other you remember Krishna. निवेश करो अपने मन को, जो है भक्ति में निवेश करो. आप जो है आपके मन को जो है भगवान की याद करने में, you invest your time in thinking about Krishna. This is what he's saying in the first shloka. So let's see the next shloka. Some of the parts, of this, what do you say, some of the shlokas will go pretty fast. Okay. So now he's saying that Name vidu suragana prabhavam na maharshaya aham adirhi devanam maharshinam cha sarvasha. So he's saying that neither the hosts of demigods nor the great sages know my origin or opulences, for in every respect I am the source of the demigods and the sages. So he's saying that Name vidu suragana, neither the host of demigod nor the sages. Prabhavam na maharshah. They don't know my extraordinary origin, or they don't know my opulences also. And aham adar. Aham adar means what? I am the source, or I am the origin, of whom maharshinanam cha sarvashah. So of the great sages also, and everybody. Like, so see, if you see in this particular shloka, he's saying that no one knows Krishna, because he's the mysterious origin of everything. And if you see, when we carefully study the bhakti yoga, bhakti yoga is like a ripened fruit. It is revealing so many subtle and sophisticated understanding of Krishna. And firstly, the bhakti is a monastetic, and it is describing the object of devotion. So the object of devotion, is very similar to those what even in the other cultures it is described. And because see, there are many gods, and not all are supreme. There is only one supreme. Okay. And the Supreme Lord is so sublime and transcendental that even other gods, the demigods, also cannot know him, you know. So and secondly, this one supreme, Krishna, he's manifesting in multiple ways, in multiple forms, for reciprocating love with his devotees or for establishing even dharma. So this, multiplicity of, divine manifestations are there, and thirdly, that even this, our bhakti will reject only male monopoly, because if you see in bhakti, um uh, uh, bhakti reveals Krishna to be, with Radharani. Both are, worship together. Male and female both are worshipped together. And both partners, are simultaneously taking part in that same divine pastimes. And that is why we are relishing, that spiritual intimacy between them. Okay, it's not like that we envy them. And that is why Bhakti tradition will always worship divine couples. Like for if we see Ram and Sita, Lakshmi Narayan, okay, or Radha and Krishna. So that is how, Bhakti is far beyond all these stereotypes also. And that is why we can have a very profound vision of Krishna uh, through the Bhakti aspect. So this is what is my understanding. And if you see Prabhupada's purport also is saying that Brahma Samhita Krishna is the supreme and nobody is greater than him. He is the cause of all causes. And he gives a long explanation of this uh, particular Brahma Samhita verse. So the next he says that, Krishna cannot be understood by some scholarships or some speculation. Krishna, one can understand Krishna uh, only by, the mercy of Krishna or the unlimited mercy of Krishna and his devotees, and from some bona fide books like the Gita and the Bhagavatam. So, what he's saying over here is that Yo mam ajam anadim cha vetti loka maheshwaram asammudha samartyeshu sarva papa pramuchyate. So he says that he who knows me as unborn, as the beginningless, as the supreme lord of all the worlds, he only undiluted among men is freed from all sins. So he's saying that because see, in this shlokana, he's describing the benefit. Okay. And he's saying that yo mam ajam anadim cha. So first thing we have to understand that Krishna is beyond the understanding of even time. Unborn hai bhai, ajam hai, right? So there is no beginning and there is no end to Krishna. And now actually Atma is also ajam. Living entities, ajam and anadim also. And Brahma ji is called Aja sometimes, So what is so special about, Brahma when he is called Aja? So he's saying that Veti Loka Maheshwaram. The Atma is never Loka Maheshwaram. Brahma ji is also Loka Maheshwar. Hai na? But he is the Lord of Brahma Loka, not the Lord of all the planets. Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. When Krishna is saying, Sarvaloka Maheshwaram, in the 5th chapter, 29 shloka at the end, he's saying that. So, that same compound word, So he's saying that he is beyond time and control of everyone. And that is why he is the supreme being. And that is why he's saying that asamudha samartyeshu. Asamudha means if somebody does not understand this, that I'm unborn and I don't have a beginning and an end, such a person is moodha, sammudha. Such a person is undeluded. So Muda is delusion, and asammuda is one who is free from delusion. So he's saying samartyeshu. So all people in this world, when they are subjected to death, right? So ultimately we will die, right? Today or tomorrow. So ultimately, but sarva papehe pramuchyate. When we will come to know Krishna, we will become free from all the sin. Ah, what a point. That when we will come to know Krishna, that very same moment, we will become free from all the sins. So knowing Krishna and loving Krishna. Are we interested in knowing Krishna or are we interested in loving Krishna? We are interested in loving Krishna. So Krishna has talked about, even in the 4th chapter, that by knowing me, you will come, you will all become purified, right? So when we say purity, you will become purified, Krishna says that, So when you say impurity, impurity means what? That I have my many misdirected desires. And that my desires are directed towards only worldly objects. So knowing Krishna, as I previously also said, is transformational to our heart. And our heart becomes attracted to Krishna. And it does not remain attached to these worldly objects. And that is why hearing about Krishna, Shravanam, is also very purifying. So see, Maya, no? Maya means what? Maya means we feel that something, very valuable, but it is not connected with Krishna. हमको लगता अरे वाह, so important, this is for me. Some, valuable thing which is very important for me, like. But if it is not connected to Krishna, so that is why he is saying that karma kandi vyakti, no, he thinks that this is very auspicious. And this is, I will do this and I will not do this. And a jnani thinks that everything is the cause of bondage, so I will not do anything. But devotees are very clever. Devotees are very chatur. Devotees using everything in the service of Krishna. So that is why, one who knows Krishna, he will be freed from all the sins. But how will he be freed from all the sins? Only when he will have sufficient knowledge about Krishna. By knowing about Krishna, we will become purified. So, this is what is being said in this particular shloka. And then he's saying further, he's saying that in this 4th and 5th shloka, no, what he's saying is that he is the origin of all the qualities and personalities. आप जो कुछ भी अच्छी क्वालिटी लोगों में देखते हो ना, it is coming from Krishna only. So he's saying that बुद्धिर्ज्ञानम असम्मोह क्षमा सत्यम दमा समा सुखम दुखम भवो अभवो अभावो भयम चाभ्यम एव च अहिंसा समता तुष्टिस् tapodanam yasho yashah bhavanti bhava bhutanam matta eva prithak vidah. So he's saying that intelligence, knowledge, freedom from doubt, delusion, forgiveness, truthfulness, control of senses, control of the mind, happiness, distress, birth, death, fear, fearlessness, non-violence, equanimity, satisfaction, austerity, charity, fame and infamy. All these various qualities of living beings are created by me alone. He's saying that. And he's saying that these all, because Krishna is saying that, okay, I will tell you the supreme knowledge. And then Krishna is actually saying that even the Devtas and Rishis do not know me. And now the third verse also said that what? That those who will come to me, they will become free from all the sins. Or those who know me, they'll become free from all the sins. But now Krishna will describe about himself in these, few verses, that he will explain how he is the origin of everything in this world and even the abstract qualities. So, in this world, there are living and non-living things. And there are conceptions, and there is, existence at the physical level, existence at the subtle level. So the qualities that are there, Krishna is describing that various qualities which are also there, they are coming from him only. And this verse is also actually describing that same thing, that intelligence, knowledge, and if you read Prabhupada's purport also, Prabhupada is also saying that intelligence referring to the power to analyze things in a proper way, and knowledge means to understand what is spirit and what is matter. And you will see that even in the Bhagavad Gita, 13th chapter, where the spirit, matter, controller, the knowledge, we'll be seeing in the 13th chapter now. So it is to understand what is the interaction between this spirit, matter, controller, knowledge, intelligence, all this. So to analyze things in a proper perspective and to prioritize, and to rearrange, to, harmonize many things, actually we require intelligence. So that is why he is saying that asammoha, freedom from doubt and delusion is required. Because see, we are very much conditioned. Okay. With red glass, we'll see everything red only. With transparent glass, we'll see everything as it is. And that is why he's saying that all these qualities are coming from me only. This satya is also, which is truthful, that is at the same time, uh, this truth, the ultimate truth is only that Krishna is the supreme and he is the controller, and that truth should take people towards Krishna. The senses also should be, controlled for Krishna, because if the senses are not controlled, then they will not be engaged in Krishna consciousness. And if they're not engaged in Krishna consciousness, they'll be engaged in some sinful activity. So it is better that all these senses are engaged in Krishna's service, and then the control of the mind also. Better than that, see what he's saying, better than, this control of senses is control of the mind. And we do not let the mind get agitated with sukh and dukh, है ना? With birth and death, है ना? Or fear or fearlessness. These are all dualities, non-violence and evil. So it is easy to understand that when good is coming from Krishna, and how to understand that when he says that miseries are also coming from Krishna only. That simply means that what? Miseries are mercy of Krishna. Miseries will come, we will be, more inclined towards Krishna. So, he's saying that Krishna is pervading all the existence, and whatever we are experiencing, ultimately it's coming from Krishna only. And these things will be based on whatever karmas so we get. Okay, according to our karmas we get. So the sun is not creating the shadow. But when a person turns away from the sun, it is creating the shadow. So Krishna has made this arrangement within this world, which is within which this, this duality of this world is functioning. And Krishna wants us to, because Krishna wanted us to give, this supreme stability in existence, which is beyond these dualities. So that we can reach to him and take his shelter. So that is why Prabhupada in his purport is also saying that we should be free from, one should restrain the mind from unnecessary thoughts. And that is called sama. Sama, dama, tapa. Sama means control. One should not spend one's mind, hovering or pondering on that how will I earn money, and then misuse of that money, and then how well when you get money then you will think I want power, and when I got power and I want more things. So for he wants artha, but not for doing dharma or moksha. He wants artha for sense gratification. So artha is one of the purusharthas. It is required for living, but one should not be obsessed with that. So a devotee will put in necessary thought, for earning money. But that is not his default thought of default mode nahi hai wo. Thinking a default mode nahi hai. The default mode of thinking for a devotee should be that how will I do bhakti? How will I please Krishna? What will I do to please Krishna? What does it take to please Krishna? And anything that is taking me away from Krishna is very painful. And the devotee should avoid that, So this is what he's saying in this shloka. So, the next shloka we'll just take. Okay, I've discussed this also when I discussed. Okay, so I don't have light over here and my battery is going to die any minute. The inverter has also given up. It's beeping 4 to 5 times. Okay, what we'll do now, we'll just stop over here because we will start from the 7th shloka. Till the 6th shloka I've explained, all the Maharishis and all also I've explained quite a bit. And what we'll do is we'll start from the 7th shloka onwards from the next time. Does anybody have any questions, queries, doubts, or you can ask me?